Being a couch potato, not exercising, a sedentary or inactive lifestyle, you have probably heard of all these phrases, and they mean the same thing. A lifestyle with a lot of sitting and laying down with very little to no exercise. Not getting enough physical activity can lead to heart disease, even for people who have no other risk factor. It can also increase the likelihood of developing other heart disease risk factors, including obesity, high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes. Physical activity can improve health now and in the future. People of all ages, races, and ethnicities, shapes, sizes, and abilities can benefit from more physical activity. Everyone needs both aerobic and muscle-strengthening physical activity. Physical activity helps prevent unhealthy weight gain, reduces the risk of many chronic diseases such as heart disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes, helps reduce feelings of anxiety and improves sleep quality, improves cognitive ability and reduces risk of dementia, improves bone and musculoskeletal health. Physical activity is important for everyone, regardless of age and gender. If kids do not get exercise, it will negatively affect their physical, mental, and emotional health. If a kid does not get enough exercise or physical activity, they may face several issues, such as increased risk of being overweight or obese. Not getting enough exercise and physical activity causes deconditioning of the body's musculoskeletal and cardiovascular system and depresses mood, all of which leads to fatigue. Studies show that the more regular physical activity you get, the more likely you are to feel energetic. Other research has linked prolonged sitting or other sedentary behavior to diabetes, poor heart health, weight gain, depression, dementia, and multiple cancers. It is a habit that needs to be started early. Prolonged and frequent standing without some relief by walking causes blood to pool in the legs and feet. This pooling may progress over time to chronic and painful varicose veins and inflation. Excessive standing also causes the joints in the spine, hips, knees, and feet to become temporarily immobilized.
Welcome back. Yes, we're talking about diseases caused by lack of exercise. And yes, we have an expert in the house, like I said. His name is Dr. Komolafe Olumide. He's an assistant director of physiotherapy in LASIS, and of course is a health promotion expert. It's good to have you here.
All right, thank you so much. Nice
Thank you so much for coming. I know it's good because you want to impact knowledge, of course, to our viewers and, of course, to everybody at large.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. Okay, yes, we're talking about exercise. A whole lot of people, in fact, I don't know, let me just guess, probably over 50% of Nigerians don't even engage in exercise. Some of them just feel, once I trek from here to, let's say, Yanopaja, I trek from here to Maryland, they feel that's just the whole of the exercise, which I don't doubt is still a bad thing. But that is what I'm going to ask you first. What is the importance of exercise to the body?
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. The importance of exercises, they are quite numerous. First of all, exercise can help to reduce the biological process of aging in the body. So, as such, the person's aging process is reduced, and when aging process is reduced, then that means cases of premature death can also be, averted. Secondly, exercises too has a major role to play in our health, in preventing certain diseases like obesity, when the person is having excess weight than he should be carrying. Exercises can also help to prevent heart problems, heart failures. It can also help to prevent circulatory problems in the body, like what we call peripheral arterial diseases. That means the arteries, the vessels that conveys blood from the heart to other parts of the body. It helps to prevent them from breaking down. Then exercises also help to prevent excessive fat in storing in the body that can end up blocking these vessels,
Oh.
and which can, at the long run, cause a stroke when you have blood not circulating to the
Wow.
brain, and that could cause, it could lead to death. Apart from that too, exercises has a way of also trying to prevent blood sugar level from increasing, so the person does not end up having diabetes mellitus. Exercise also has an effect on preventing certain cancers in the body, like prostate cancer, breast
Okay.
cancer, and any form of cancer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Exercise avoids
Yes.
that?
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow.
Because what exercises would do is that it will help to improve the metabolic processes in the body, and then help the cells that help to keep the body healthy to function properly. So it will prevent abnormal tissue growth that could
Okay.
predispose a person to lesions or cancer cells forming in the body.
Forming body.
So cancer cells are, will not come into play. And at the same time too, when a person does exercises regularly, it also helps to prevent constipation.
Constipation, really?
Yes,
Because
constipation.
sometimes I do have constipation.
Because if there's constipation, if a person
Yeah.
constipates, frequent constipation can lead to hemorrhoid or pile, whereby the person has difficulty in passing out
Passing-
stool, and then when the stool is too hard, it can end up affecting some vessels in the anus, and then it can lead to bleeding. And when there's hemorrhoid can be very painful and can be very embarrassing sometimes. So physical activities would help to prevent such from happening. Then joint pains, general body pain would also be averted when a person does regular physical exercises.
Oh.
Sound sleep too is very good. Exercises can also help one to do, to sleep very well. If you do exercises in the morning or you do it in the evening, then you are sure of having a sound sleep. And once a person sleeps very well, the mental state is, it will be, the person will be readily alert to be able to do the day's activity.
Yeah.
The mind is at rest, the body is at rest, then psychologically the person's well-being is also improved, and the person's physical function would also improve as well.
Improve.
Now this one too is equally important too. Exercises too can also help to prevent erectile dysfunction.
Oh, wow.
In males. So there are certain exercises that could be done that could help to prevent such things from happening. And then those exercises too would also help to, enhance the reproductive system of the male counterpart, and then it can end up, preventing any form of infertility or whatever, and also enhance.
Female too?
Yeah, yes, even for the females too, and then to help to, boost the morale of the couples, and then they can live very fine. So
Okay, I really love this. This is very interesting. I never knew that exercise can actually avoid what erectile dysfunction.
Yes.
I never knew about that, which will now make me ask, because I've heard a lot of people say there's a level of exercise you have, it could break the hymen of a lady. Is that true?
No, I don't think
You
that
don't think that's-
exercises will break the hymen of a lady.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Well, now, for men now, what exercises would do for men is that, now, when we talk about erectile dysfunction, sometimes if it's when there's poor circulation, poor blood getting to the tissues of the male genitalia, what exercises does is that exercises help to improve the circulation to the muscles. Number two, it will also help to improve the strength of the muscles. And once the muscle strength is increased, the circulation is increased, definitely the tension developing the muscles of those male genitalia would also improve. And that can help to improve their, their sexual activity. So it makes them to be more healthy. And there are certain exercises that are done to be able to address such. So that's that. Now, in female too, there are specific exercises that are also recommended for females to help and enhance the health of what we call the pelvic floor muscles, the muscles that support the bowel, the female genitalia, and then the rectum. That's where they pass out stool. Now, most women sometimes after delivery, some of them usually have what they call urinary incontinence, or they have stress, or they have fecal incontinence because of weakness of the muscles that supports those
Can you
areas.
please explain those terms? Because
Okay, all right. When we talk about urinary incontinence,
yeah.
sometimes women experience leaking urine.
Oh, after delivery.
Yes, after delivery, they feel that the urine is leaking,
Okay.
Then sometimes they feel as if they are, let me put it in simple term, as if their vagina
Yeah.
wants to fall out
Oh.
in some cases.
Oh.
And all those is happening because the muscles that supports those organs,
Are weak.
they are weak.
Mm.
So once those muscles are weak, definitely the woman would have a poor sexual state.
Say it.
Do you understand? And so the health is poor, and it becomes a thing of concern. So exercises, there are specific exercises that are designed to be able to retrain those muscles,
Okay.
to be able to improve the health of those organs, and then be able to make them, come back to the
Come
normal
back to
state
the
of
normal
health.
state.
So as it applies
Wow.
to men, it also applies to
men.
women. So this same exercise too, apart from erectile dysfunction in men, maybe I mentioned the other time prostate cancers.
Yes.
Now prostate cancer in men, once there's a cancer that sets into, it can also affect the ability for them to urinate, and then the muscles that support those organs too, they're also affected. So
Wow.
exercises can be designed to address
Those
those
issues.
and then
Wow.
help to improve their state of health.
Wow, exercise is a whole. In fact, for me, exercise is like an injection you should be taking every day. It's like a drug you have to take every day, because this is beautiful. I never knew exercise can do so much.
Yes, it
because
can.
if you look at what it has named, I don't think there's even is there a disadvantage of exercise?
No, exercises don't have disadvantages. The only time it would become a disadvantage is when it's not done properly, or when when you do excessive exercises. Now, we also have what they call dosage for exercises.
Exactly, which I wanted to ask, how often can
Yes.
one exercise?
Now, there's dosage for exercises. According to the CDC, that's the Center for Disease Control, actually recommends that everyone should do exercises. You should start with moderate exercises, and then you progress to vigorous exercises. Now, when we talk about moderate exercises, they recommend that it should be done, but I think that's about 150 minutes. That's 150 minutes. That's about 1.5 hours in a day. Now, when you talk about moderate exercises, examples are brisk walking,
Okay.
swimming.
Oh.
Now, if you have a bicycle, you can ride a bicycle. Those are moderate exercises. Now, after having done that, after a while, then you can progress to vigorous exercises, such as jogging, running, skipping, then in a contact sport, playing football. Now, oftentimes you observe that people actually venture into doing vigorous exercises
First.
without starting
Yes.
with the moderate exercises. And there are principles behind exercises. Before you go on the street, if you have to use your estate to do those walking exercises you should commence. There is in 3 stages, let me put it this way. You have what they call the warm-up phase, you have the exercise proper, and then you have the cool-down phase. Now, in the warm-up phase, it involves a lot of stretches. You need to stretch your muscles, stretch your neck muscles, stretch your arm muscles, stretch your leg muscles. Then if you have to have some weight, just carry some weight. Now, it's just to warm up the muscles. Then you go into the exercise proper. Now, in the exercise proper, you can do your moderate exercises for some 5 minutes, and then at the end of the exercise, you do what they call a cool down, whereby you relax the muscles by stretching again. Now, the effect there is that if you don't exercise the muscles before doing your exercises, stretch the muscles, that's the warm-up stage.
Yeah.
There's what you call DOMS, that's delayed onset muscle soreness, which is what most people usually come up with after the exercise. They tell you that, I'm feeling a sharp pain somewhere, or I feel cramps at the back of my leg, as the calf muscles, or they tell you they feel cramp at the thigh muscle.
Some of them, the muscle pull, does it have anything to do with that?
That's the muscle pull I'm talking about. The muscle pull is the cramp.
Okay.
It's because the muscles are sore. Now they are sore because you don't have enough blood flowing to the muscles. So the nutritional state of the muscles are compromised. So they end up coming up with muscle pull, they come up with cramps, they come up with muscle soreness, so that for 2-3 days they still feel the muscles having pain. Now, because they have actually not followed the principles of exercise. So that's why it's important that before you start your exercises, you need to do stretches, let the muscles relax. Once the muscles are relaxed, let circulation of blood come into the muscles, then they are ready to do the exercises. Then you go into the exercise proper, do it for 75 minutes if you are doing your moderate intensity, and if you are doing if you are doing your vigorous exercises, maybe you're running or you're jogging or you're going on bicycle, then you could do that for like 50 minutes.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, when you are done, you do your cool down to make the muscles relax. Now, the CDC also recommends that exercises should start 3 times in a day, and then you progress to 5 times in a day. So there's a principle of progression. So you don't just do exercise and start, and you want to do exercise for 2 hours, and then you want to start doing exercises every day. At the end of the day, you end up damaging the muscles. You could have joint pains, you could have muscle cramps, you could have ankle sprain, anything could come up. And then you could even have a chest pain. Because the heart has to acclimatize. It has to accommodate to whatever you're doing, because these exercises not only affects your muscles, it also affects the heart, it also affects the lungs, it also affects the kidney.
Wow.
Yes, because the kidney will have to filter and then pass out. That's why after the exercises you would tend to sweat and then you tend to go to the toilet to urinate, and then sometimes you even have to go to the toilet and then pass out too. These are the effects of the exercises to help to improve the systems in the body, these organs, they come into play.
Wow. Amazing. Exercise does all this. Exercise is just like magic, I must say, honestly. I actually believe that when you're feeling overweight, when you're feeling weak, or when you feel like, oh, I can't move, maybe before you feel you're flexible and you can't move your body so much, you'll be like, go exercise now. So now you just, relax a little bit. And some people even tell you, just go to the spa, let them just, massage you. A lot of things just come. But right now, I'm getting the hang of it, that exercise is much more than that. And I hope we're all learning, the male, the female. Like you said, you can actually do more of exercise to avoid the erectile dysfunction or prostate cancer. Same thing with women too. It also helps a whole lot. And I'm sure a lot of ladies right now are hitting the gym, and a lot of guys too are hitting the gym because they know it is very important for them. And please, it is not just about lifting weight to have muscles. I'm talking to the guys now. Because a lot of them going to the gym because they want to build the muscles and, be able to carry their bride. Let me just say that. But honestly, it is more than that, as you have heard. It's not just about building yourself, which is good. But I think you need to do more for your own physical self. We're talking about diseases caused by lack of physical exercise. It's been a very sweet and interesting one. In fact, behind the camera, we need to start asking Doctor a whole lot of questions. We're bombarding him with questions, because in fact, like I said behind the camera, I thought walking 3,000 steps and 6,000 steps was a good idea. But Doctor was like, what? That's very low. You need to walk like 8,000 steps. So guys, join me because we need to walk these steps. Reduce your transport fare, like Mr. Johnson said behind the camera. That means I reduce my transport fare so I can walk a whole lot. So yes, a lot of us are going to, reduce the transport fare and do more of steps so that we can actually meet up to that physical exercise that Doctor is talking about. Okay, we have a Zoom guest joining us soon, but you wanted to give us an advice on that, about the exercise. A lot of people complain about, the gym in their area probably being very expensive, or having to, maybe they lack the places where they can actually, make do with exercise. So what's your advice to people in that circulation? Okay,
for those that are unable to afford the costs of paying a gym instructor or going to the gym, I usually recommend that even in your house, in your small apartment, you can convert it to a gym. Now, what you could do there is that you can do walking exercises. Now, walking has been proven to be one of the best exercises that you can do. It does not need any equipment. You don't need a dumbbell. You don't need sandbag. All you just need is just to walk. Now, within your house or within your room, you can walk to and fro, and then you can say, okay, I'm going to walk, for example, 5 minutes walk within your room in the morning. So you start with 5 minutes. You time yourself and you go 5 minutes. Now, that 5 minutes has a number of steps you're going to take, which is based on you. So it's relative. You didn't want calculating it, but you target 5 minutes. So you do 5 minutes in the morning, you do 5 minutes in the evening, and then after doing 5 minutes in the morning and evening, you can do that for a week, and then you can progress to doing 10 minutes to and fro within your room. Now, it has an effect on your cardiovascular system. It has an effect on your respiratory system. It has an effect on your circulatory system. So it will help to enhance your well-being. Now, particularly for senior citizens, I mean elderly people, you know, they can't go to the gym if they are unable to go to the gym. I usually advise that, look at, even if you're someone that prays, you don't have to go to the gym. Within your premises, you can decide to do an exercise. Walk around your premises. You can go maybe 10 times within your premises, just walk around, you know, in the morning and in the evening. Normally, in the early hours of the morning, you can just go around and walk around. And then in the evening, you can also walk around, because walking is very good. As we always say, movement is life. So when there's no movement, there's no life. So walking is life. So when you're walking, you have life. So these are the things I usually recommend for those that cannot afford to go to the gym. Now, it's not until you build muscles. Even when you do walking can also help to improve your muscles and then make them to be in good state. Yeah.
Which is very, very good. I love that. Thank you so much for that one. Now, like you said, if you don't have a gym, or let's just say there is nothing like that where you can actually join some group of people to exercise, you can actually do it in your home, right, doctor?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so you can do it in your own, create a little space for yourself and do what you need to do to actually keep fit, which is very important. Now, another question I want to ask is, which is better, the cardio or the strengthening, or both?
Okay, both.
Both?
Yes.
Okay.
Both. Now, because you need strength. When we talk about strength, strength is the ability of the muscles to be able to do a particular thing. Now, the cardio is the heart and other blood vessels. Now, if the heart is not in the right state, then the strength will not be able to also come into play.
Okay.
Now, we equally need the cardio and we need the strength. Now, one major thing again is that exercises help to prevent fatigue. Your ability to be able to do your normal exercise, your normal activities, and still have energy to be able to meet emergency needs. That's what we call fitness.
Right.
So you go to the office, you go to market, you do your daily routines, and then you get back home. Now, if there's an emergency, after your daily routines, you still have to meet those emergencies. Your ability to meet those emergencies shows that you're actually fit. And that's a function of your cardiovascular fitness and also your muscle strength. So exercises will build both. And there's no how you do exercises without working on your fitness, cardiovascular fitness. And your cardiovascular fitness overall affects your physical fitness.
Yes.
So both go hand in hand. Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing, because there was a time we're having this little back and forth. Someone was saying cardio is very good because it makes you flexible and all of that. It's better than lifting the dumbbells to just create muscle. So I want to ask, let's see who wins this argument. Do you think, we know all what cardio does. Of course, a lot of people even prefer that to lifting dumbbells and, heavy weights and all of that. Which do you think is actually better for fitness? We're going for fitness.
Yes.
For the body.
Yes.
Flexibility, strength, like you said, every other thing that has to come with. Which is better, cardio or the dumbbell?
Well, it now depends on what you want to take. But I will talk about the advantages. Just like I said, both they are all important because they go hand in hand. Now, your cardiovascular fitness is about the fitness of your heart.
Okay.
That means your heart being in good state. The heart preventing any form of disease that can affect the heart, and preventing any form of disease that can also affect your arteries or the veins. Now, preventing any form of ailments that can predispose a person to heart attack, preventing any ailments that can prevent a person to a stroke. That's about the fitness of the heart. So when you go to the gym, in the gym they would do okay, let me put it this way. There's what we call circuit training.
Yeah.
Circuit training means that you do different exercises. It involves flexibility, it involves strengthening, it involves aerobic exercises. When we talk about aerobic is talking about cardiovascular fitness. So strengthening talks about the muscles, flexibility talks about the muscles. So if you are the type that you are someone that do a lot of activities and you need a lot of strength, physical strength, you need energy to be able to do your activities for a long time without getting tired, then it's very good you build your cardiovascular endurance so you can be very fit. If there's someone that you carry your activity involves lifting objects, but not for too long, but for a very short time, then you need more of your muscular endurance, your muscular strength. So it now depends on the type of person, your type of job you're doing, or the type of thing you want to achieve. You want to achieve physical fitness, physical endurance, cardiovascular endurance. You want to be able to do things for a long time without getting tired. Everybody needs that, actually. Not even with this Lagos that we have. But you get home, you're under stress, and then somebody still calls you again and say, please, I need this, or there's an emergency, you need that. So your endurance level, cardiovascular, must improve. And your muscular endurance too must also improve. So they are both important.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Very good. This is amazing. I'm so learning a lot. Well, Andrew, you didn't win and we didn't win because this was happening between my colleagues. So yes, cardio is also very good, and at the same time, you can also do your weightlifting depending on what you want. Okay, let's have our Zoom guests join us. We have David Tamakau, who is also chairman of the Gifting Network and is humanitarian. He is joining us live from Lekki Aja. It's good to have you, David.
Thank you very much. Nice having me on the show. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, to begin with, let me just make some correction. Actually, you made a mistake pronouncing my name. My name is David Tamaraporo. So, in case of next time, I want to take that correction. Thank you very much.
Okay. Joining us. Thank you for your time and your patience. Okay, first is, I want to ask this. How well do you think exercise should be put into our daily routine? Based on your experience being in the medical field sometimes and, having to relate with a lot of patients that have issues with their health and all of that, what would you say?
Well, I thank you very much for having me, and let me appreciate the leadership of the Galaxy TV for bringing me on here to discuss this vital issue regarding the cause of lack of exercise, which could be harmful to the body of human being and all that. So, to begin with, let us begin, first and foremost, begin a definition of what disease is all about. Disease is a disorder of structure or function in human body. Like you rightly said, from your introduction, I crowdfund for people who can afford their medical bill. I'll be speaking basically based on two major issues, which is the heart issues and also the obesity aspects of it. It has been proven globally that lack of exercise could causes 6 to 10% premature coronation of heart disease. Lack of exercise also causes breast cancer. Lack of exercise also causes colon cancer. You will also agree with me that lack of exercise also can lead to obesity. Do you understand the point? In our field of profession regarding people that who reaches out to us seeking for financial assistance who can't afford their medical bills. And also, let me tell you, one of our patients who came around seeking for financial assistance, we asked him what were the early symptoms that was witnessed before the issues of the diabetes occurred. He said he started having pains in his leg and all that. So we told him that what are the main issues why his health has gotten to where it is today. He does that as a result of lack of exercise which he found himself. Now, let me tell you this. When someone is about to enter into obesity stage, they said obesity occurs when one has excess of calories in the system. When someone is prone, introduces daily activities like trying to exercise, gym, like the first guest speaker said, you need to relax his muscle, you need to relax some other parts in the body system to ensure that shouldn't fall into that sickness. Also, we have the issue of heart disease. Heart disease in Nigeria now isn't related to adults only in today's reality. There have been increase in heart disease among children between the age of 3 and 5. And practically, let me tell you this. These children, by standard, have not grown up to the full age standard to engage in daily exercise. It is on record. It has been verified by the global standard that causes of atrial septal defect, which is hole in the heart, is still unclear to the medical professional up to date. But it is certain that hole in the heart occurs when the baby is still in the mother womb. So it is a structural problem that occurs during heart development while the baby is still in the womb. These problems are caused by certain medical conditions, genetics, environmental or lifestyle factors such as smoking, alcohol misuse, which may play a vital role through their parents that brought these children to life having a hole in the heart. You know, the only way to correct these anomalies, it is advisable that the parents, in their own magnanimous way, should quit smoking. They are advised to quit smoking. They are also advised to stop drinking, and they are advised to engage in health-wise exercises that will not jeopardize the offspring of their children that's still in the womb. So I would advise that eating healthy foods is also one of the way out in which these children can be brought to life without having health issues. Thank you very much.
Said from his own area of expertise, he has met with a lot of people that realizes that when they have issues, when he asks them, what is the problem? They find out that it's because of lack of exercise. And like you said, lack of exercise can cause a whole lot, can even destroy the body system, which you have said. So it's very advisable that people engage themselves in exercises. And one of the most common one is obese, which a lot of people actually believe, which you can correct me if I'm wrong, that obese is until they see you very fat and you can't carry yourself, and that means you're obese. But for me, I feel sometimes when you see somebody that is very fat, doesn't even mean the person is obese. You could actually look slim and you be obese, yes, and the other person is more healthy than you are. So I don't know, can we talk a little bit, because of our time, can we talk a little bit about the obesity and of course the symptoms one would probably have or see or feel when you feel like, oh, I think I'm close to being obese, so I have to watch it. What are the things that they need to watch out for?
Okay, when we talk about obesity, obesity would have to do with what we call the BMI, that's the body mass index. There's actually a measurement that is being done to be able to determine whether a person is obese or you're getting towards being overweight. Now, it's a measurement of the height and then the body mass, as your weight. Now, it's according to standard, if you have a BMI of greater than 30 kilogram per meter square, then that person is already turning towards obesity. So a person might actually be overweight but not be obese. Now, a person might actually look big, might look large but not be obese. So it's until when that indices is determined that you know okay, that person is obese. So it's very good. You could just walk up to maybe to a clinic and ask for your measurements, and then once you observe that you're getting a value of more than 30 kilogram per meter square, then that means the person is getting towards obesity. Now, and what are the signs when the person will begin to have? Sometimes the person might be having some chest pain because accumulation of adipose, fats, lipids in the body. The person might be having some chest pain. The person might be having joint pains. The person might be having pain in the muscles. Then, most importantly, the person would also experience easy fatigability. You do a little exercise or you do a little walk, you're already panting. You want to go upstairs, just not even up to a first, second floor, just the first floor. You climb few steps, you're already panting.
Wow.
Then those are I will call it yellow flags, warning signs that obesity is actually coming on its way. So you want to walk from one house to the next house, then you can't do it. You're feeling very tired. You feel very reluctant to do those things. So those are some of the signs of obesity. And once those signs are setting in, one has to be very careful. And one has to make sure that he checks it before it gets out of hand. You know, so those are warning signs that one needs to
Oh, amazing, beautiful. I hope we're all learning from this, because I am learning from this. So I'm going to be watching. If I want to move from one building to another and I'm feeling tired, I probably have to hit the gym. I'm joking. And I'm very fit. Forget it. Excuse me. Anyways, let's still have our guest. I want to ask the last question before we go because of our time. Okay, David is still with us. So yes, please, what advice will you give to everyone watching, based on you being out there? You're a humanitarian and you're the chairman of Gifting Network, where you provide for people who can actually sort out their medical bills and medical issues. Based on the experiences with all of these patients, what advice will you give to people that they need to avoid or they need to do so they don't get into such situations? Very quickly.
Thank you very much, madam. Like the speaker in the studio rightly pointed out some important things that needs to be done so that we'll not fall into that category whereby we become a victim of lack of exercise. No, I will advise from the point of view from the people that reach out to us demanding for financial assistance. We always advise that they should maintain a healthy weight, which is regular exercises, and also rate of smoking in today's reality is alarming. Youth nowadays needs to reduce their rate of smoking, because if you look at the indices, number of people that are having cancer, number of people that are having kidney problem, they are within the age range of 18 to 35. It's no longer like now we have issue of prostate cancers. You know, these are things that results to all these ailments. So they should also reduce their smoke rates so that the intakes of excessive sugar substance in their system should also be reduced. And also, I'm advising them they should eat heart-healthy food, which could be a solution to solving problem of health issues in their body.
Much, David Tamaro, for that one. Thank you so much. It's good joining us. And well, I would like to obviously I would definitely ask you, what are the best meal? Yes, we know about exercise, but I think while you're exercising, you have to eat the best food. And I must say, we don't really have the best food right now because rice is like on the high, beans, everything, food is just, inflation price is just so high. But right now, what would you suggest in a very few seconds that everybody should make sure they take per day or per week? Okay,
everyone should ensure they take enough water. It's recommended by WHO that you must take an average of 8 glasses of water in a day. Then take plenty of fruits. Reduce fuzzy drinks. All these fuzzy drinks.
Yes, no brand.
And so take plenty of vegetables, take plenty of fruits. Those ones would help you to be able to, live healthy and eat well. Now, even though one hits a lot of carbohydrates, but when you supplement them with fruits. It's going to balance it. And so you can be able to.
Okay, thank you very much.